Welcome back to another episode of UncommonWealth, the show where we dive into the mindsets, moves, and mechanics behind building generational wealth. Today, we're talking to Sharad Mehta, founder of ReSimply, a fast-growing proptech platform that empowers real estate investors with operational clarity and scalable system. Shirad's story is about merging tech discipline with the investor mindset, building software that helps operators work smarter, not harder. Shirad, let's start from the beginning. Can you share a little bit about your backstory? How'd the business come to life and what did those early years look like for you?
Yeah, absolutely. John, thank you for having me on the podcast. So, a little background about myself. My name is Sharad. I live in beautiful Carlsbad, California, about 30 to 45 minutes north of San Diego. I am the owner and founder of ReSimply. How that business came about was I have been actively investing in real estate since August 2010. So it's actually been 15 years now. And I was living in Chicago, started investing in Northwest Indiana market. And then in August 2015, I ended up moving from Chicago to Carlsbad, where I live now. I was doing about 40, 50 flips a year around that time. And I looked at my business, the operations, and noticed that there were a lot of inefficiencies. So look for a software solution. I didn't find anything. So I hired a couple of developers to create something for myself. And it just kind of grew from there.
So what was particular about August 2010? What was the catalyst for that, to get you to start
Um,
investing in real estate?
I mean, it was in August 2010. That was the catalyst. It was about a year and a half ago. I come from an accounting background, so I've been in really into personal finance. I would follow a few personal finance blogs. There was one called Simple Dollar. There was one called Get Rich Slowly. I don't even know if they're around. So I was reading a blog. In the comment section of the blogs, I read a comment where someone mentioned about a book called Flip. And then I bought it on Amazon. Amazon recommended another book called Millionaire Real Estate Investor. So there's just something about, that title. I read the book. It just resonated with me. I come from India. So real estate is an asset that people feel very comfortable investing in. It's something tangible. So I think it just seemed like a very natural fit for me. In August 2010, I actually ended up buying a property. So I'd been researching for about, I don't know, like a year and a half before actually buying the property.
What was your background before you got into real estate?
I was working for one of the largest accounting firms, Ernst
Okay.
and Young. So I was doing international taxes.
So you definitely have a mind for business. You have a mind for finance and numbers. Describe to us how ReSimply is doing today, the size, the scale, the scope of it right now.
I mean, we have thousands of investors using the platform, investors all across the country using the platform. We have employees all over the world. We have employees in India, Philippines, Bangladesh, US. And it's been growing. It's been absolutely blessing since we went live or started charging for about 5, 6 years ago. It's been growing every year since then.
That's awesome. And what's the year-over-year growth from a percentage standpoint typically look like for you?
Uh, this year will grow about 100% from last year.
Wow. Does it get
Yeah,
harder and harder as you get further from your launch? 5 years in, to grow 100% in year five is still an amazing feat. Is that getting harder and
definitely.
harder for you?
I mean, it's getting harder, but then it's a challenge that's more fun. Every scale of the business brings with it different set of challenges. So I'm happy to be dealing with these challenges. Like when I was just starting, I wished for these problems. So I'm happy to have the problems that I'm dealing with right now. It's just more around people now, as the business has grown. I'm not as involved in the day-to-day operations of the business. So it's having the right team in place. That's my biggest goal, is to make sure that each department has the right leader in place.
Yeah, and that was going to be my next question for you. Now that the business is operating at scale, what's been the hardest part for you staying out of the day-to-day while still growing and protecting what you've built?
I think just having the head of the marketing that we have, head of our CTO, They're both absolute rock star. They've been with the company since the very beginning. So these are people I absolutely trust. And they've grown with the company. These are people that I just hired to do some like smart tasks for me. And as the company started growing, they started taking on more responsibility. So they've gotten to the point where they manage the entire marketing department and the IT department that we have. And, we have someone that we're looking to fill in the role of CS for the same to come in and lead the team. I think that's something I did not anticipate when I started the company. In my mind, I just thought, okay, you create a product, it's good, people will start using it, but there's a lot more that go into it. You have to have the right message, you have to have the right customer support to provide, and those are the challenges that we're kind of dealing with.
And what's the biggest challenge that you find yourself focusing on? You mentioned it might be a people, dealing with the different people across the different countries.
For me, I am involved in the product side of the business. So that is the stuff that I absolutely love doing. I'm still an active investor. So I feel like I add the most value in being involved in the product, moving the product in the right department, and then trusting people that are sitting in the different seats to just trust them that they're going to make the right decision, but manage everything by numbers.
And how has the journey been for your investors? What kind of returns have you been able to provide for your investors?
Investors, as in the people that are using our software.
Well, is that how you view them? So you're 100% an owner of ReSimply. Do you have any
No, we
outside?
don't have any outside.
Okay.
We don't have any outside investors.
Okay.
Yes.
So then I misunderstood the term investors. So then the people that are your clientele, your customers, what is it that sets you apart from your competitors?
Got it. So our customers are real estate investors. So people that are using our product
Okay.
are real estate investors. For what sets us apart is that it's built from start to finish, like everything an investor needs to do in their business, from marketing to operations to sales, everything that they need to do, they can just log in and do everything from one platform. I think that is what sets us apart. And then the simplicity of using it. I believe we made the best product on the market, but we've still kept it super simple to use. We haven't lost touch with somebody wants to come in. These are not highly advanced tech people that are using our platform. Some of them are, but most of them are not. So they want to be able to come in and use a product that's super simple, super intuitive to use. That's the part that I think we've done a pretty good job with.
And this is more of a SaaS product that you provide for them.
It
Is that
is
right? Okay.
exactly,
Got
exactly.
you. All
Yeah.
right. Well, congratulations on the success, man. 100% owner of it. And how many people are subscribing to your platform on a monthly or annual basis, however you track that?
We have thousands of investors all across the country using our platform. We have about 7,000 users that are using our platform at this point.
That's awesome. And do you have a goal in mind before you maybe look at an exit or you look at some sort of liquidity event in terms of size of investors, number of people subscribed on the platform?
And we have a revenue number in mind, and we're looking to get to that number in 5 years.
Okay.
It's more the team that have been part of it. I think it'd be great to have a liquidity event for them, especially some of the team members that we have overseas, just have this life-changing, exit value for them. I think that would be pretty incredible.
And would you do that in terms of some sort of a phantom stock play for them? Or how do you
Correct.
have? Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. So, what's one belief about wealth? Because obviously you're creating something that's extremely valuable. What's one belief about wealth or success that's changed for you, completely changed for you over the last few years?
I think that as the company has grown, naturally, as the company has grown, my net worth has grown with it. And I've realized I've simplified my life more and more since, as the company has grown. I've realized that for me personally, like the beauty of living is in living a very simple life. I wear the same t-shirt every day. It just makes me happy. I realize that nobody really cares about what you're wearing. Let's say, John, if you and I bumped into, each other like few months from now. We will not care what I was wearing. You will not care what I was wearing. I will not care what you're wearing. Like we will care about what conversations we're having. So I think that has become super important for me, just to realize that the especially the world that we live in, the social media world that we live in, it's very hard to disconnect from the vanity metrics, or what do other people think about it. I feel like I've done a pretty good job. I'm not on any social media. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not. I have a Facebook account from like 10, 15 years ago that I use. For our users, we have a Facebook group. But outside of that, I don't even remember the last time I posted anything on my personal Facebook, because I'm just very happy with the quality of life that I have, the small group of friends that I have, the people that I work with, and I notice that it makes me immensely happy. You know.
I find that as a common thread, Shirad, amongst a lot of my successful, wealthy, uber wealthy clients in this, and you can kind of see it somewhat in the celebrity field as well. There is a beauty in being private and creating a very, like you called it, a simplistic approach to lifestyle. And doesn't mean you don't necessarily like nice things or like to go to nice places, but you don't have to wear everything on your wrist or drive the car, right? Or show the flash. In fact, that's where true wealth mostly lies, is in, there's a book called The Millionaire Next Door. I don't know if you're
Yeah,
familiar with
I've
that
read that
book,
book. Yeah,
but
I've read that
that
book.
you never know. And this country is so great and so abundant. You never know who you're talking to, because heck, wasn't it even Steve Jobs wore the same thing every day? Mark
Right.
Zuckerberg, puts his hoodie on mostly every day now. So you kind of find that theme amongst really high performing, high successful people. I like that. Was it hard to scale down, to simplify your life when you found yourself, when you were aware that you were doing it?
Um, I mean, I don't remember if it was difficult or not, but I feel like now that I'm there, I feel very content that I don't have to worry about, or if we did, if we did something in our life that I have to post on social media. Like, for example, I vividly remember having a conversation with my cousin. It was about 3, 4 years ago. We had taken a nice vacation somewhere. I don't even remember. And we were just talking about, we're having a family gathering. We are just talking about this, places that we're visiting. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been there. It was great. It's like, oh, you've been there? I'm like, yeah. It's like, oh, you never posted about it. I'm like, just because I don't post about my life does not mean, it just kind of made me realize that people have this idea of the life that others are living based on their social media profile.
Well,
Um,
there's a saying out there that says if it's not on IG or Instagram, it didn't
it
happen.
didn't happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah. Now it's funny that I think it's like 4 or 5 years ago, someone sent me a message, said, "Are you on IG?" I had no idea what they were talking about. I had no idea. I had to ask someone on my team, "Hey, they're saying, are you on IG? Like, what are they talking about?" And they're like, "Oh, Instagram." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, no, I'm not." But
No,
no,
that's
it's.
great.
I mean, it's just like I don't know. I love my life that I have. Just I absolutely love what I'm doing. I love getting up in the morning, just being able to do what I get to do, work with the people that I get to work. I mean, there's no uh, bigger blessing than I have. I truly feel blessed. With I mean, I live in Carlsbad. Like we just came back from a trip to Europe. We were in London, Switzerland, Rome, and Paris, and it just made me realize that the place that we live in, it's absolutely the most amazing place in the world, where I could not be more grateful to be living where I live, get to do what I get to do, and get to do with the people that I absolutely love. Um, so there's
That's
just
awesome.
no better feeling. Yeah,
And it's especially at your level of success and wealth, it's not about things. It's about creating memories for
absolutely.
your family and for your employees and for your clients as well. What, Sharad, is one thing that you've put in place to protect this nest egg, this baby that you've built, right? Whether it's personally or in the business, what are you doing, or some of the things that you're doing to protect it?
I mean, I've set up a trust for the family. Just actually, I have a call with our attorney tomorrow just to update the trust. So doing that, and then I'm working with a business coach who's helping me on some of the business side of the things to make sure as we plan for a liquidation event to happen in the next 3 to 5 years that we're making it as tax efficient as we possibly can. So just working with the people that are way ahead of you in personal life, in business life, and then you can learn from their mistakes and you don't have to necessarily make those mistakes to on your own, and then you can learn from them. That's kind of what I'm doing, just um, connecting with people that are way ahead of me in life and asking them, hey, what has your experience been? Like even people that have kids that are older than mine and asking them, hey, what, looking back, what would you do if you had a 8 year or a 5 year, or like, what would you do? So just learning from them and, implementing some of the things in life.
Are the trusts that you established, are they for asset protection or is it for wealth transfer? Um, or are they for like testamentary, like if you die and your wife die, you've kind of got the rules of engagement set up for your kids and how they can access, their inheritance. Are those the kind of trusts, or what kind of trusts are they?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly what you mentioned. Like
Yeah.
if something were to happen to me and my wife, like who takes care of them? Like what happens to the asset and those sort of
So
things.
they're living trusts, that sort of thing,
Correct.
right? And in the
Yeah.
business side, was that done from an asset protection standpoint, or is that more of let's get the structure right so that when outside money comes in, you've got the structure in place where you don't have to do it at that time?
Yeah. So that's what we're working on. That, okay, if we plan to exit in next 3 to 5 years, like what do we need to do now so we have the highest tax saving that we possibly can? And then the team that's involved in it, how do we get them a little bit of piece of the pie
Mm-hmm.
without making it complicated for anyone involved?
Got you. Yeah, which is where that phantom stock comes into play.
Right.
Some owners and founders view their company as their retirement plan. They reinvest every available dollar until that liquidity event takes place, and then that's their nest egg, and that's how they create that generational wealth for them and their family. Others kind of, while the business is doing well, they they build wealth separately. They start to diversify away from the business by doing other types of asset classes. How do you and your wife think about that for you guys?
Yeah, so I was fortunate to, I started investing in real estate back in 2010. So I own few rental properties. And now with some of the positive cash flow that I have coming from ReSimply, we're taking some of the money out, setting aside in some mutual funds. Like, we've set up separate accounts for the kids, putting money into it for their college. And then, for our like max out our retirement account and everything we can do, just like putting money aside separately. So we're in a fortunate situation that we're cash flow positive, and then
Mhm.
we're investing in everything that we need to. And even after that, we still have cash flow left over that we're able to take out of the business a little bit and start setting aside a little bit of money.
You still like the idea of investing in properties?
I do, I absolutely do, but j- my my life has gotten busy with recently, so it doesn't give me the time to, you know, real estate is, even though it's people say it's passive, you still need to be a little actively involved in it, and then I don't have the luxury of being able to do that, so I'm happy to just choose the easy way out. I'm still happy that I'm able to take money aside and then throw it in some mutual funds that I don't have to think about. And then even for that, I read the book from Morgan Housel, Psychology of Money. So
Yeah,
I
it's a good
honestly
one.
like kind of follow similar to what he does. I take money. I don't think about it. I have like two mutual funds that I have uh, at Vanguard that I just put money in. I don't think about it. I don't look at it like the money is going in. I don't need to look at that money now. I don't need to look at that money for the next 10, 15, 20 years. So I'm just, setting aside money there.
And I love that book by Morgan. I've got that somewhere here in my
Yeah.
study. It's a really good one. For those of you that haven't read that book, you should definitely pick that one up. The Psychology of Money. It's big. Sharad, the wealthy in the United States, around the world, but specifically in the United States, have been using permanent life insurance as a financial tool for decades. Whether it's to create the legacy planning, the liquidity for the family, the liquidity for the business, create tax-free benefits. What have you done using permanent life insurance in your strategy, in your overall
I'm not
portfolio?
I'm not using any permanent uh, life insurance policy. I
Oh
think
man,
that's actually one of the things that I'm going to have conversation with an attorney tomorrow if that's something I should be doing.
yeah, it probably is, and I'm happy to connect with your attorney, your estate attorney as well. That's what I do. I spend all my time in the high net worth business owner, high end life insurance side, and it's interesting. Early on, people think of life insurance as, well, if I die, it'll pay the mortgage, it'll pay my debts, it'll put some money in a college fund for the kids. And that's kind of an entry level and a very important level if someone dies prematurely. In fact, I had a good friend of mine just pass away. He lost his battle to leukemia a couple weeks ago, 47 years old.
Oh,
Um,
sorry to hear
wife,
that.
yeah, tragic. I mean, he fought leukemia for well over 15 years and he fought the good
Oh,
fight. Just
wow.
his body gave up. He didn't give up, his body gave up. But he was a advisor at Fidelity and understood the power of life insurance, and in fact was able, when he was deemed to be terminal, he was able to take an advance off of his death benefit from his life insurance and use that to create some of those memories. They traveled to different places in his final months, and it was an amazing thing to do. But a whole nother level of life insurance is legacy planning, generational wealth planning,
Right.
much like the Rockefellers did, right?
Right.
We've all heard of John D. Rockefeller and his family. I think the family has over, um I forget, some is it 80? It may not be 80 billionaires in the family. I mean, it's just a
Wow.
massive collection of wealth, because what they've done is they've created this waterfall effect of, one generation, when they become the age of adults, in order for them to get into the family business, they have to get a life insurance policy that's owned by the family trust. And so when they die, it creates this cascade effect of wealth
Interesting.
for liquidity, so that it allows the family members of current generations and future generations to have liquidity without needing to liquidate any of the family businesses and
Right.
ownership that they have. So yeah, something to think about.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
happy to
No,
have that
that's
discussion with you offline.
yeah, no, I would love to. I'd love to connect. I mean, yeah, my call scheduled with the attorney tomorrow, and that's one of the things that's been on my mind. If like something were to happen to me, like what happened. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's interesting that we're having this conversation
Yeah.
today.
Nothing happens by accident, right? Um,
Exactly.
looking ahead, how are you thinking about the next 10, 15, 20 years? I know you said hopefully liquidity event for ReSimply in the next 3 to 5, but you're not going to stop. What's the next 10 to 20 years look like for you? Not just in the business, but maybe personally, financially as well.
I don't know at this point, honestly. Like I'm enjoying life. Like my focus in next 5 years to have this exit event happen and be able to help everyone that's been involved in recently, especially some key team members, and then have them, just be able to give them a bonus of like life changing amount to them that not only changes their life, but for generations to come for their families. I think that's kind of what I'm focused on. Like, I don't want to look beyond that because that's going to distract me. So I just want to focus on this is what's in front of me. This is what I want to tackle. Once I get to that, once that happens, kind of see where the life takes me.
I love that mindset. And it truly is the mindset of an entrepreneur that is employing people, because you can see not just the families that you're supporting with the salaries that you're paying, but you can see the impact that you could possibly have on not just your employees' lives, but their families and
Right.
their extended families. That's a very philanthropic feeling, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean that's one thing that I always look at that I never thought when I started the business. Like honestly, when I started the business, it was all about, hey, I have this opportunity, I want to capitalize, I want to make money from it. But then funny thing happened, you start employing people, you employ some of these people, they've been with me for 5, 6, 7 years. They get married, they have kids. You don't realize how important part of your life they
They
become.
are. Yeah,
Like I have,
exactly.
I have team members in Philippines that have been with me for 3, 4 years. They'll send me a message. Hey, thank you so much. It's like, I've been part of ReSimply. I've been able to buy my first house, buy my first car. You're like, wow, this is something I didn't even think about when I started the company, how it would impact lives of people that are working. So, and then you start feeling a sense of responsibility that you didn't think about. You're like, wow, it's not just my life that's getting impacted. It's like all these people that we have in recently, their lives are getting impacted like directly. And then how that creates a trickle effect, in their communities, like that's incredible.
It's exponential, and it's really it's a very interesting um philosophical or psychological case study that I'm sure somebody has done. If not, they need to. But, entrepreneur starts business because entrepreneur has idea to make a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
And that really never stops. But then it's okay. Entrepreneur hires employee one, employee 10, employee 100. And like you said, they've grown with you, they've sacrificed with you, they've experienced the ups and downs, peaks and valleys with you, and you've become a extended family of one another. And so
Exactly.
to be able to orchestrate, manufacture an exit, a liquidity event that obviously will enrich your family's life, but also the lives of your employees and their families as well. In my mind, that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
it's
100%.
it's such a
100%.
good feeling.
That was never honestly on my mind when I started the company, but that is my biggest why now is to be able to change the lives of people that are part of the company. I never thought about it when I started the company that to me, honestly, was very transactional. Hey, I'm paying you money. You're supposed to do this job. But, as you start working together, you go through ups and downs, and then there's like a bond that formed. I have team in India, I have team in Philippines, in Bangladesh. So I visited them. And my CPO, he took me to his home like for a meal. And then same thing, my head of marketing, like he invited me to his home, to have meal with his family. And it almost like they become part of your extended family, like you said. And it's hard not to think about how the decisions that you are making is going to impact their lives.
Man, I think that's 100% accurate. So if you're, how old are your kids right now?
8 and 4, 8 and 5.
8 and 5. Wow.
Yeah.
I remember those days. Mine are just turned 13 and in a week will turn 15. So I remember the 8 and 5.
Yeah.
If they're listening to this 20 years from now, they find the recording on YouTube 20 years from now, what's one lesson you'd want them to take away from your approach to wealth and legacy?
Oh, well, that's a great question. What approach I would want them to take? Um,
Or
yeah, I mean,
a lesson you want them to take
yeah,
away from your approach to wealth and legacy.
I think when you, like, couple of things, when you really love what you're doing and you're passionate about solving a problem, and you think about teams that is involved in that, as long as you think about them, money will take care of itself. Money is just a byproduct of adding value. As long as you're adding value to the customers that you have and then the team that you have, it's impossible not to make money.
When you have, there's a neuro, I forget what he is, but it's about neuroplasticity. His name's Dr.
Right.
Joe Dispenza.
Yeah, yeah.
You know who I'm
Yeah, I
talking
know.
about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
If you
about.
have a mindset of gratitude, a mindset of abundance, and a mindset of patience, and, whatever your faith is, if you have faith or if you call it the universe, I call it belief in God, others call it something else possibly. But when you have that and you have the abundant mindset, you have the gratitude mindset, that's when success finds
Yeah.
you and wealth finds you. If you chasing it, you might touch it briefly, but then it's fleeting. You're
Right.
always chasing it. So that really does
I
resonate with me.
It's fun. I have tattoos on my arm. One on my left arm says ego is the enemy. That's a constant reminder that it comes from a stoic philosophy that ego is the enemy. On my right arm it says gratitude, impact, and faith. And I got it actually this year. I'm grateful for the life that I have. I want to be able to make impact in the life of team members that I have, and then I have faith that it's going to happen.
I
Yeah, those
love
are the
that.
two tattoos that I have.
Yeah, I love that. And I love the word faith. And I've really been focusing on that word, or really digging into that word. And I heard somebody, maybe it was Joe Dispenza, maybe it was something else, but faith is the absence of fear. And then you
Yeah.
could reverse that: fear or anxiety is the absence of faith. And I think as entrepreneurs, obviously, you're in a different cycle on the S curve than where some other entrepreneurs may be. But when we're just getting it started, we have so much fear and anxiety of, is it going to work? How's it going to work? Is it going to work out? And I think we could create a lot more peace in the world if there was more faith as opposed to fear.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's when you are running your business, like there are days that you need faith, knowing that everything is gonna work out. And yeah, it's important part of my life.
I love those tattoos, man. That's awesome. Good for you.
Thank
What's
you.
Sharad, what's a blind spot you think most successful business owners overlook when it comes to protecting their wealth?
Um, I think I don't know who I heard it from that they believe that y- good times are gonna last forever, or if they're going through bad times, that those are gonna last forever. Um, it's when you are doing good, make sure prepared for the bad times. When you're going through a bad cycle, be hopeful that good times are right around the corner. I think when people, whatever business they're doing, if they become successful, then they don't think about, they just assume that it's going to keep going on forever and ever. They don't think about events outside of their control that could impact their business. Uh, maybe I'm a very conservative person, so I'm always thinking, okay, what else could impact the life that I have?
No, I love that. And I think it's still in line with your mindset. Ego is the enemy. I think that's a big part of it, because we tend to feel like if something goes wrong, it's happening to me. It's a personal attack at me. And that's our ego kind of talking. And then it goes to your other arm too, where gratitude and abundance and faith. I know abundance isn't on your tattoo, but um, if we have the mindset that, Joe Dispenza calls it the frequency, but it's your faith, right? If your faith is in alignment with what you're doing, negative moments, negative events, negative things, it's just a stepping stone. It's not
Right.
derailing your entire platform. It's just what's meant for you will find you if your faith is in alignment with your goals.
100%. Yeah.
Man, I love that.
If you believe it and strongly enough and just keep working at it day in, day out, day in, day out, it's nothing is gonna stop you.
What's something you know now about business or wealth that you wish you would have understood even 10 years ago?
What's something I know now I wish I 10
Either in
years ago?
business wise, wealth wise,
Yeah.
money wise, success wise.
I think business, I mean, like I'll go back to the same thing, like how little people think about you, how much you as an individual think that you are the center of this universe and how little anybody thinks about you. And then if you simplified your life and that just seeps into other part of your business and life also, like just simplify, just, now we're getting to the point where we're hiring people like, okay, this is the only thing that I want you to worry about in your job. Don't worry about anything else. As long as you do this, you're doing your job at excellent level, then everything else will take care of itself. And then like just focusing on the one thing, simplifying, and then doubling down on that. I think when I started out, it was like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's do everything. And then it just, now you get to the point and like, okay, all I needed to do was just this, not worry about anything else.
Keep it simple, right?
Keep it simple. Keep it
Like
simple. That's why
like
the name
like real estate
ReSimply.
simply, right?
Yeah, exactly.
ReSimply.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. I mean, you have that alignment in your personal life, it sounds like, as well as in your business life. I mean, it's all congruent, it's all in flow, nothing's contrasting with your philosophy in life and business. So it's no wonder you've been a success and you're having the success that you're having. So congratulations. Let's do a quick lightning round. So I'm gonna ask you 3 questions, and I want the fastest answer that pops off your head. There's no wrong
Okay.
answers. We might giggle at
Okay.
an answer, but there's no wrong ones.
Okay.
Um, one book that changed how you view business or wealth.
Psychology of money.
Yeah, we just talked about it. Awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. The best investment you ever made.
My wife, I married her. She's been absolutely the best thing in my life.
That's awesome. How long have you guys been married?
They've been married, oh man,
We'll
16
edit this.
years.
We'll edit this part out.
Yeah, we'll edit this. We've been married 16 years. We got married December 2009. We've been married it'll be 16 years this year, but we've been together for, we met in 2001. So we've been together for like 24 years. So we've been together for more than half our lives.
That's incredible. And
Yeah.
she's seen this thing grow too. So she's as involved with it as you are.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. She's the one who sees the dark side of the emotions that I
Yeah.
have, so she's the one
Yeah.
who has to deal with it. So I'm
Yeah.
super grateful for that.
100%. As I am for my wife. We've been married. We got
Yeah.
married June 5th of 2004. So we just crossed 21 years
Awesome.
in June.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
We were also have known each other for more than half our lives too. We met in
that's
high school.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a daily habit that keeps you grounded or focused?
Meditation.
Morning,
Yeah.
night? When do you do
No,
it?
it doesn't matter. I do 10 minutes. One is Wim Hof. Do you know who Wim Hof is?
I do not. No.
Okay. He has this like breathing meditation. So I have his app. So I do 10 minutes of that, and then I do 10 minutes of just silent meditation that I just did before our
What
podcast.
kind of breathing is it? Is it like box breathing or what's
It's not box breathing. It's basically you inhale, exhale, you do 35 rounds of it. Then on the last exhale, you hold your breath. So I hold for about minute and a half to 2.5 minutes. And then after that, you inhale and hold for 15 seconds. It's like all in the app. So I just follow the app.
and what is
And
it that you feel when you're done with that?
yeah, so in last 5 years, I've had COVID or flu or whatever twice. And it happened both times when I stopped doing that breathing exercise. It could be a totally coincidence. It could be a totally coincidence, but it just, I can't help but think that just I got sick twice. I had COVID twice, and it happened both times when I stopped doing that. It was just, I did it as just to see if I stop doing it, does it even make any difference to me? And I ended up, yeah, it could just be a psychological thing, but yeah,
I don't know,
I
man.
love it. It's
I don't put anything past the gosh, it's not the neuroplasticity, but it's the what does Joe Dispenza calls it? I think it's all connected. I really do.
yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
there's not a coincidence there. I think it's all
Yeah.
connected somehow.
Even if it's just my belief, my psychological, whatever, I'm happy with it. Like I do it every day. It's just I don't miss it ever. Yeah, I do
That's
it every day
awesome.
now.
And then you
Yeah,
can even find yourself doing mini versions of it, right? So if you find yourself in a high stress moment and you start to feel some of those negative thoughts, I'm kind of telling you what I do. I try to do some box breathing or shut it off, shut it down, just
yeah,
to do a very short meditation session, as opposed
absolutely.
to a 10 or 15-minute one. It's just hard to find the time during the day. You just have to force yourself to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, but you're right. When you do that, like box meditation, it's like you have to focus, and you cannot do it properly without focusing.
That's
It
all you
takes
can
your mind
focus
off.
on.
That's
Yeah.
all you can focus on. Yeah. No, I love doing that
I've
also.
also done that at night when it's hard for me because, as entrepreneurs, our minds are always going and it's hard to turn the mind off. And I found that when I focus on box breathing at night, just to try to clear my mind and go to sleep, I can't get through maybe 5 cycles of the box before I'm out. It's a
Yeah.
very
Right.
interesting exercise. I like
Right.
it. All right,
Right.
one last question. I know I'd only ask you 3, but I got one more. What
Okay.
is your guilty pleasure splurge? What do you like to do for yourself that's your guilty pleasure?
Oh man. I think Netflix or YouTube. Yeah. Netflix
What
or YouTube. I've been lately watching Seinfeld for like fourth or fifth time. So that's kind of what I'll do in between, or I like watching stand-up comedy on YouTube. Yeah.
It's
But
Seinfeld was so great. So
man,
great.
it's amazing. It's just amazing. Like you can watch it. And
It's
it's a
timeless.
show about nothing.
Yeah.
It's a show about nothing. It's
Yeah.
incredible. Like yeah. Yeah. So I'm watching that.
It was pure
Uh,
genius at the time, and we knew it was good, but we didn't know how good and how timeless it would be,
exactly.
right?
It just keeps getting better with time.
It
It just I
does.
feel like it keeps
Th
getting better with
the
time.
older we get, the funnier it gets, I think.
I know. I know. It's just watching that. It's like it's incredible. Yeah.
Did you ever get into The Office?
Oh yeah, I did. I loved it. It's unfortunately it's not available on Netflix or Amazon Prime. So yeah, but Seinfeld is I'm watching Seinfeld.
That's awesome.
I loved Office also, but I felt like Seinfeld never lost its like creativity. Office towards the end, maybe it
Yeah.
just you felt like maybe they pushed a season or two too long, but I never felt like with Seinfeld that they
No,
ever
in
did
fact,
that.
when Seinfeld stopped, you're like,
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Sharad, your blend of obviously the innovation of ReSimply that you brought, the scale, your investor first thinking, and the ability to simplify it and how it aligns with your life and your business and how it all comes together. It's exactly what this podcast was created for. It's
Thank
spot
you.
on. It's spot on. And I am thrilled and um celebrating your success, man. I pray that you get that exit you're looking for, not only for you, but for the families that you're going to change their
Yeah,
lives as well. And
absolutely.
I
Thank you,
really,
John, for having me.
I really appreciate you letting me pull back the curtain a little bit and answering the questions that we talked about on the trusts and the structure of your business and the life insurance conversation. So it's exactly what the listeners need to hear. And I really appreciate your time and your
Of course.
honesty. I really do.
Yeah, thank you, John. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Let's stay in touch. Let's talk offline. So after you have that conversation with your estate planning attorney, I'd love to audition for your life insurance guy when you have the chance.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you,
Awesome.
John. Thanks.
Congratulations, Shirad. I'll talk to you soon. Okay,
Thanks.
buddy?
Bye.
All right. Thank you.